So the year was 2012 and I was at the ripe old age of 19, about to have my first son. I know, fairly young. However, I didn't know a lot back then, but I did know one thing, and that was that I wanted to be a professional videographer, filmmaker. Now, if you'd have told me all the mistakes and challenges I was about to go through, then I probably would have said, take my camera, I'm done. But what would have been more valuable would have been to tell me the mistakes I was gonna make and then show me how to overcome them. And that's the purpose of this video. Now, this video is sponsored by Tailor Brands, and we will talk about them later on in the video, but more importantly, I think that this video will drastically help your videography business. Okay, so mistake number one was shooting in the wrong market. So what do I mean by that? Well, as a videographer, there are so many different markets that you can shoot in. You could be a wedding videographer, you could be a commercial videographer, you could be a real estate videographer. I mean, heck, you could be a food videographer. There's so many different places where you can actually use your skill set as a videographer. Case in point, I, like many other videographers out there, when I first started out, I decided that I wanted to shoot music videos because they looked fun and exciting. And so that was the market I decided I wanted to help serve. The only problem with that is that when you're just starting out, most of the rappers or musicians that you're gonna work with are pretty low-level musicians and artists, which means not only do they not have a whole lot of budget for their videos, but also the actual value of the video to them is fairly low. I mean, they don't have a huge following, so they're not expecting to get a lot of views on the video. Also, normally their music isn't that good either, so that means that no matter how good your video actually is, if people can't get past the sound, they're not gonna watch it. So by servicing this poor market of up-and-coming musicians, which, don't get me wrong, there are some great up-and-coming musicians, and if you can find one to work with, you found the jackpot, but this is not the case for most of us. So by servicing this market of up-and-coming musicians, I wasn't able to make a lot of money, and I also wasn't able to really get my work out there because it was attached to a bunch of songs and rap songs that nobody was really listening to. So how would I recommend fixing this? Well, I had to sort of reverse engineer the market that I wanted to work in. I said, what market is always making money? Now, I personally live in the Houston area, which is ever expanding, which means real estate is everywhere. This is the reason why I started shooting real estate videos. I noticed that houses were constantly being put up for sale, but there was very little to no marketing on these homes outside of the photos. I found an opening in a market that not only had space for a videographer, but it also had money attached to it. See, as an aspiring professional, you have to follow the places that's actually going to pay you. And that's the reason why I went into real estate video. So if you're currently shooting video for a set of clients and you feel like you're not making any money, or you feel like it's very hard to find clients, look at the market that you're currently serving and ask yourself, is this a market that can be valuable? Sometimes it's a slight tweak into the type of clients that you're reaching out to, but sometimes if you were like me, you have to do a full market shift and start servicing better markets. All right, mistake number two that I personally fell into was not having my business properly established, although I was looking for the quote unquote big job. Now, I'm sure anyone who is an aspiring professional videographer is always looking for the next big job. This is the big paying job. This is the job that you've been hoping for. It's gonna give you the budget that you need with the right client that'll also get you some exposure and give you tons of experience. This is the job that you've been waiting for. But if you don't establish your business before the big job comes, well, you're really gonna be set up for failure. In my case, I actually got the big job before I was established, and I lost it. This was a $10,000 job. Now, at the time, this was crazy to think that someone would pay me $10,000 to do work for them. But I will say, because I didn't have my stuff established, I actually ended up losing that gig. So what was the problem? Well, when I landed the job, they wanted me to send over my W-9. The only problem was I didn't have an EIN number. I didn't have a business bank account because I hadn't established my business as an LLC. So if you can learn anything from me in this situation, it is to definitely get your business established before before the big job comes. Now, you never know when this opportunity is going to happen, so the best time to set up your LLC or your DBA is right now. Now, if you don't know how to set up an LLC, that's where today's video sponsor, Tailor Brands, can really help you out. One of the nice things about being a limited liability company is the fact that it takes some of the liability from your personal assets and it puts it onto your business. The benefit here is that now you and your business are separate entities, and this is how all businesses work. Whenever you work with a professional, you're never actually working with that person. You're working with their business, and this is how companies expect to do business. So set yourself up for this. With Tailor Brands, you can literally go onto their website, and no matter what state you are in, you can actually get your limited liability company established through their site. They also have tons of other benefits, things like website builders and logo makers, and tons of other things that can help you as a business. But personally, if you haven't set yourself up as a company, this is something that I strongly recommend that you do now. So to get started, go down to the links in the description, sign up for Tailor Brands. You can actually get 20% off if you use code BWASH20. However, that code doesn't actually take the money off from the LLC because the cost of your LLC is gonna vary depending on the state that you're in. So don't be like me and get your business established today. Now, when it comes to mistake number 3, this one could be a little bit more of a doozy. This is actually one that I found myself in not too long ago. Now, I'm not 100% sure where I heard this saying before, but it rings 100% true. There's a saying in business that goes, you should spend more time working on your business than working in your business. And this is something that I personally struggled with. Not too long ago, I landed a fairly big client that lasted for around 9 months. Now, we were shooting tons and tons of interviews and corporate videos for this client. And during this time, I was head down working in my business. I was doing pre-production, production, and post-production, and me and my team were head down working on these projects. But during those 9 months, I realized that I was spending too much time working in the business than working on the business. And the reason why I realized this was after the contract was over, I looked up and I didn't even recognize my business anymore. So much had changed, but because I never took any time to actually work on the business itself, I didn't realize the trajectory that I was sending my business on. Before I was done, I was happy with the work that we were able to accomplish, but at the same time, I wasn't really happy where I was professionally. I had let my YouTube channel go. I had spent so much time on this client that I hadn't nurtured any of my other clients. And this is the major mistake. You have to set aside time for you to work on your business. Think about your business as a project itself. We can spend so much time thinking about the actual production, thinking about the edits, thinking about the gear. But the truth is that we are all running businesses and we have to take time working on the business itself. So that way we can build something that we are happy with and that it is taking us down the path that we want to see our business go. You know, for me, that path is not only continuing to do client work and posting here regularly on this YouTube channel, but it is also creating my new platform, the Creative Fam Academy. Because I was able to kind of get my head out of the sand and be able to look and see where we were going, I realized that we weren't on path to create the Creative Fam Academy, but now we are. I'm so excited about the Creative Fam Academy because it is my online platform for creators. It teaches videography and filmmaking, and I'm so happy that we've been able to launch it, but I'm even more happy about the stuff that we have coming out on it very, very soon. But these are the 3 mistakes that I personally made along my journey. It was a long journey, but I have learned so much along the path, and I hope this video can actually help you not make the same mistakes that I did. If you are interested in the Creative Fam Academy, I will have that linked down below in the description. Also, thank you again to Tailor Brands for sponsoring this video, and I'll have links to their services down below in the description as well. But thanks so much for checking out this video. Be sure to come back next week for another episode of Business Monday, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.